Please, just one night. The words shattered in the darkness. Amanda's hands froze on the wine glass she was washing. Kang Jiune, the notorious Korean Mafia boss, stood in the kitchen doorway at midnight, still in his dress shirt from dinner, his tie loosened, his dark eyes burning with something that made her breath catch. She'd come to Seoul for revenge, undercover as a maid, hunting the man who killed her father. But she'd witnessed something tonight that changed everything. The most powerful man in Korea's underworld on his knees, begging his wife for intimacy, only to be destroyed with cold cruelty. One night, Amanda. His voice was raw, desperate. Just let me forget. Let me feel something real. This was wrong. He was her boss. She was undercover. She'd spent 3 months gathering evidence against him. But when his hand reached out, hovering near her face, her body betrayed every rational thought. "We can't," she whispered, even as her body swayed toward him. "I know." His thumb brushed her cheek, and electricity shot through her. "Tell me to stop." She should. God, she should. But the way he looked at her, like she was the only real thing in his world, made her forget why she'd come here. "I can't," she breathed. And when his lips crashed into hers, 3 months of tension exploding between them, Amanda realized she'd just made the most dangerous mistake of her life. She has fallen for the man she was supposed to destroy. Comment one night if you're ready for this forbidden love story. 3 months earlier, Amanda Hayes had stepped off the plane at Incheon International Airport with one suitcase, a fake resume, and a heart full of vengeance. Seoul stretched before her like a glittering promise. But she wasn't here for culture or adventure. She was here to find the truth about her father's murder. Marcus Hayes, the most feared crime lord in Atlanta, had been found dead in a warehouse 6 months ago. The police called it a gang war casualty. Amanda knew better. The trail had led her across the Pacific to one name that kept appearing in her father's encrypted files: Kang Jiune, Korea's youngest and most ruthless mafia boss, the man who'd consolidated 5 rival families under his control before his 30th birthday. Getting close to him required creativity. She couldn't exactly walk into his office and demand answers. So she'd done something he'd never expect. She made herself invisible. The Kang household had been looking for live-in help. Amanda had fabricated a background as a struggling immigrant seeking work, dumbed down her resume, learned to make her eyes downcast and her presence forgettable. The agency hired her within a week. Just like that, she'd walked into the lion's den wearing an apron and carrying a mop. The penthouse occupied the top 3 floors of the most expensive building in Gangnam. Everything was white marble and sharp edges, beautiful and cold, like living inside a diamond. Amanda's room was tiny, tucked behind the kitchen, barely large enough for a bed and dresser, but it had a lock on the door and a window facing the city. That was enough for someone who'd learned to survive on much less. She'd expected a monster. The files on Kang Jiune read like a horror story: extortion, money laundering, suspected involvement in at least a dozen murders. He controlled the ports, the politicians, the police. So when she'd first seen him that morning in the kitchen, pouring his own coffee at 6 a.m., she'd been prepared for a demon. Instead, she'd found a tired man in an expensive suit with shadows under his eyes and shoulders that carried the weight of an empire. He'd glanced at her, nodded once, and said in perfect English, "You must be the new help. There's a list of dietary restrictions on the refrigerator. My wife is allergic to shellfish." His voice had been deep, measured, completely devoid of emotion. But his eyes, God, his eyes, had been empty in a way Amanda recognized. She'd seen that look in her own mirror after her father's death, the look of someone going through the motions of living without remembering why. "Yes, Mr. Kang," she replied in Korean, keeping her voice soft and deferential. Something had flickered across his face. Surprise, maybe. The entire interaction lasted less than 30 seconds, but Amanda's hands had been shaking as she'd listened to his footsteps fade down the hallway. Not from fear, from the unsettling realization that the man she'd been hunting felt nothing like the monster in her files. Then Se-yeon had appeared. She'd glided into the kitchen like a vengeful ghost, all pale skin and sharp cheekbones, wearing a white silk dress that probably cost more than Amanda's year's salary. She looked Amanda up and down with eyes like frozen chips of obsidian. "So you're the new maid," she said in Korean. "Let me make the rules clear. You don't speak unless spoken to, you don't make eye contact with my husband, you don't touch anything that isn't related to your cleaning duties, and you certainly don't exist in any meaningful way in this household. Are we clear?" Amanda bowed her head. "Yes, ma'am." "Good, because the last girl who forgot her place had to be sent home. And trust me, you don't want to know what sent home means in this family." The threat hung in the air like poison, and Amanda thought maybe monsters came in more than one form. The first week had been about learning patterns. Jiune left every morning at 6:30. Se-yeon rarely emerged from her bedroom before noon. They had separate rooms on opposite ends of the penthouse. They took meals separately. On the rare occasions when they were in the same room, the temperature seemed to drop 10 degrees. They spoke to each other with the warm familiarity of business associates negotiating a hostile merger. Amanda had expected many things, but not this, not a marriage that was clearly a beautiful, expensive corpse that no one had bothered to bury. She used her invisibility well. While dusting the office, she photographed documents. While cleaning bedrooms, she cloned hard drives. While serving dinner, she memorized conversations. She was good at this. Her father had trained her well, back when she was his little princess, before she understood what his business really meant. But 2 weeks in, something shifted. It was close to midnight. Amanda couldn't sleep, her mind churning through evidence she'd gathered. None of it pointed to Jiune being involved in her father's death. The timeline didn't match up. She'd gone to the library, that massive room lined with books in Korean, English, Chinese, and Japanese. She'd pulled out a volume of Korean philosophy, settling into the leather chair by the window. Can't sleep? She jerked around so fast the book fell from her hands. Jiune stood in the doorway, still in his dress shirt from dinner, his tie loosened, his dark eyes burning with something that made her breath catch. "I'm sorry, Mr. Kang. I didn't mean to disturb anything. I'll go back to my room. You're reading Young Ju's commentaries on Confucian ethics in classical Korean." Her heart hammered. Stupid, so stupid to break character. I studied some Korean literature in university before I came to Seoul." "What university?" She met his eyes, making a split-second decision. "Spelman College in Atlanta. I had a scholarship before my father died and everything fell apart." That last part at least was true. Jiune had moved to the window, looking out over the city lights. "What did you study?" "International relations, criminology," she added with a self-depreciating smile. "Lot of good it did."
I was. He'd studied her face. "Are you going to leave now that you know I'm not your enemy? Tun me, here I am cleaning houses. Here you are reading advanced philosophy at midnight in a language most foreigners can't master." He turned to look at her, really look at her. "Why do you hide who you are?" The question had cut through her defenses like a blade. "Same reason you wear that cold mask, Mr. Kang. Survival." The silence that followed had been electric. His eyes had narrowed, something shifting behind them. Recognition, maybe, of a kindred spirit, of someone else playing a role to stay alive. "What's your name?" "Your real name." "Amanda. Amanda Hayes." "Amanda," he'd repeated, testing how it felt. "It means eternal." "It does," she tilted her head, "but nothing's really eternal, is it?" A ghost of a smile had touched his lips, the first real expression she'd seen from him. "No, I suppose nothing is." He'd moved toward the door, then paused. "The library is open to you, anytime. Don't hide in your room, Amanda Hayes. This house is lonely enough as it is." After that night, everything changed. Not obviously, not in ways anyone else would notice, but in small moments. The way Jiune would glance at her when he thought no one was looking. The way he'd started taking his coffee in the kitchen in the mornings, making small talk about books or weather. The way he'd defend her when Seon's cruelty became too sharp. And Seon noticed. Of course she noticed. Women like her were predators, and they could smell a threat a mile away. Amanda came as a maid, invisible, forgettable. But Jiune saw her, saw past the act to the brilliant, educated woman hiding beneath. "Why do you hide who you are?" Same reason you wear that cold mask, Mr. Kang. Survival. Two people, both pretending, both recognizing each other's masks. This is where the mission gets dangerous, because you can't investigate someone when you start caring about them. What do you think happens when he discovers the truth? Drop your prediction. Like if you're hooked on this story. Share if you love undercover romance. It was a Tuesday afternoon when Amanda learned just how dangerous Seoul could be. She'd been changing sheets in the master bedroom when she found it. A burner phone tucked under the mattress. Cheap, disposable, the kind you used when you didn't want to be tracked. Amanda's training kicked in. She photographed the phone's contents in under 2 minutes. Text messages, dozens of them, all to the same number, all containing information about Jiune's schedule, his business meetings, his security details, and interspersed with the messages of a very different nature. I can't wait to feel your hands on me again. He suspects nothing. He's too cold to care what I do. After tomorrow's deal closes, we'll have enough to disappear, just like we planned. The contact name was just a letter, M. Amanda's blood ran cold. Seoul was having an affair, but worse, she was selling out her husband. The details she was sharing could get Jiune killed. She replaced the phone exactly where she'd found it, finished making the bed with shaking hands, and left the room. This wasn't her mission. This wasn't her problem. Jiune was still a suspect in her father's murder. But her hands were already moving, already texting the photos to her secure cloud, already planning how to trace that number. Because somewhere in the last month, Jiune had stopped being just a target. The number led her to Minho, Park Minho, Jiune's right-hand man, his most trusted advisor, his childhood friend, the man who sat in every important meeting, who knew every secret, who had access to everything. The ultimate betrayal. Amanda spent days confirming it, tailing Minho on her days off, watching him meet Seoul at a discreet hotel. She photographed them together, recorded audio of their plans. They were going to wait until after Jiune closed his biggest deal, a merger with a Japanese syndicate worth billions of dollars. Then they'd steal the information, sell it to a rival family, and disappear with enough money to live like royalty. And if Jiune got killed in the fallout? Well, that was just convenient. The coldness of it stunned her. Not the betrayal itself. She'd grown up in this world. But the casual way they discussed his potential murder made her sick. She had a choice to make. Continue her mission, stay invisible, let events unfold, or break cover, warn him, save him. There was no version where she could do both. That night, she'd stood outside his office door for 10 minutes, her hand raised to knock, her mind screaming at her to walk away. This wasn't her fight. He wasn't her responsibility. But then she'd remembered the way he'd looked at her in the library, like a person, not a servant, like she mattered. She knocked. "Come in." He'd glanced up from his laptop, surprise flickering across his face. "Amanda, it's late. You should be resting. I need to tell you something about your wife." His expression shuddered immediately. "I don't discuss my marriage with the staff. She's having an affair with Minho." The silence that followed was absolute. "That's a serious accusation. I have proof." She pulled out her phone and showed him everything. The messages, the photos, the recordings, all of it. She'd watched his face as he processed the evidence, watched the micro expressions of shock, pain, fury, and finally resignation. When he looked up at her, his eyes were empty again, that same hollowness from the first morning. "How long have you known?" 2 weeks. "Why tell me now?" "Because I care about you. Because the thought of you dying makes me want to burn the world down. Because somewhere along the way, you stopped being a suspect and started being someone I can't imagine living without." "Because it's the right thing to do," she'd said instead. He'd stood, moving to the window, his back to her. "My marriage was arranged, a merger between her family and mine. I never expected love, but I expected loyalty." His laugh had been bitter. "And Minho, I've known him since we were children." "I'm sorry." "Don't be." He turned to face her, and the raw pain in his eyes had stolen her breath. "Who are you really? Because you're not just a maid who speaks 5 languages and knows how to conduct surveillance. Her heart had stopped. She'd prepared for this moment, had a cover story ready. But looking into his eyes, all her carefully constructed lies crumbled. I'm someone looking for answers about my father's murder. The trail led to you. She expected anger, expected him to call security. Instead, he'd smiled. A real smile, sad and understanding. And did you find your answers? I found that you're not what I expected. I don't think you killed him. You were in Japan when he died. She should walk out and never look back.
I don't know, she'd admitted. Stay. The word had been raw, vulnerable. Please, just stay. And God help her, she had. The breaking point came on June's birthday. A big celebration. Seo-yeon had insisted. All the family heads would be there, everyone who mattered in Seoul's underworld. Amanda had helped prepare for days. She'd served drinks and appetizers, invisible as always, watching the performance. Seo-yeon played the devoted wife flawlessly. Mino had been there too, toasting his best friend, his betrayal hidden behind a smile. Amanda's stomach churned watching these beautiful, terrible people hiding knives behind their backs. She'd been refilling champagne glasses when she saw it. Seo-yeon in the kitchen, alone for just a moment, pulling a small vial from her clutch. She'd poured it into a specific glass of whiskey, the one prepared for June's birthday toast. The liquid dissolved instantly, invisible. Amanda's training identified it immediately. Not poison, something subtler, a sedative, enough to knock him out, make him vulnerable. Her mind raced. This was it. This was the move. They'd incapacitate him during the party. Then later, when guests left, Mino would finish it, make it look like suicide or an accident. Seo-yeon carried the glass out with a smile. Amanda followed, heart pounding. She watched Seo-yeon approach June, watched her press the glass into his hand with a kiss on his cheek. "Happy birthday, my dear husband." June looked at the glass, then at Amanda across the room. Their eyes met. She shook her head, just slightly. He raised the glass to his lips. Amanda moved without thinking. She crossed the room quickly, her tray of champagne glasses wobbling deliberately. She stumbled, perfectly calculated, and champagne splashed across June's suit. The whiskey glass knocked from his hand, shattering on the marble floor. The room went silent. "I'm so sorry," Amanda gasped, dropping to her knees. "I'm so clumsy. Please forgive me, Mr. Kang." Seo-yeon's face contorted with rage. "You stupid girl. Do you have any idea how much that suit costs?" The slap cracked across Amanda's face like a whip. Her head snapped to the side, her cheek burning. The room was utterly silent. Then June's hand caught Seo-yeon's wrist. His grip was gentle but immovable. His voice was colder than Amanda had ever heard it. "Touch her again, an alliance be damned. I will destroy your entire family." The shock on every face was identical. The great Kang Jiune defending a maid in front of everyone? "Get out." His voice was quiet but absolute. "All of you, the party's over." The guests filtered out in stunned silence. When the door closed, June helped Amanda to her feet. "Are you all right?" She nodded, not trusting her voice. He turned to Seo-yeon. "I know about Mino." Seo-yeon's face went pale, then flushed, but she recovered quickly. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Don't insult both of us." He pulled out his phone, showing her the evidence. All of it. "I know about the affair. I know about the plan. I know everything." Emotions flickered across Seo-yeon's face. Shock, fear, calculation, and finally cold defiance. So what? This marriage was dead before it started. Agreed. Fine, but I'm taking half of everything. You'll take what I give you and be grateful I don't bury you for treason. You sold out family business to a rival. That's a death sentence in our world. Real fear flashed in Seo-yeon's eyes. Here's what's going to happen.
You're going to sign divorce papers, take the settlement I offer, disappear quietly. In exchange, I won't share evidence of your betrayal with the other families." Seo-yeon glanced between June and Amanda, something ugly twisting in her expression. "This is about her, isn't it? The maid." She laughed, sharp and cruel. "You're throwing away our alliance, risking war between families for a piece of—" "Finish that sentence and I'll forget every rule I've ever lived by," June interrupted, his voice deadly quiet. But Seo-yeon was beyond caring. "Fine, you want her? You can have her, but she'll be dead by morning. My family doesn't forgive insults." And that was when everything fell apart. June's mask cracked completely. "Please." The word broke from him like a prayer. "Please, Seo-yeon, just give me one night to get her to safety. Then you can have whatever you want." "You're begging?" Seo-yeon's eyes widened with malicious delight. "The great Kang Jiune is begging for help?" "Yes." He dropped to his knees, actually dropped to his knees. "Just one night. Please, let me get her to safety." Amanda stood frozen, watching this powerful man reduce himself to nothing for her. Seo-yeon smiled, cold and victorious. "You have until sunrise. After that, my family comes for both of you." Not for power, not for money, not for his empire. For her, for Amanda, for the undercover woman who came to destroy him. "Just one night. Please, let me get her to safety." He's sacrificing everything, his reputation, his pride, his position, because the thought of losing her is worse than losing his empire. This is the moment everything changes. This is where love becomes more important than revenge. Has forgotten her mission? Tell us at the comment section. Share this impossible love story. The truth Amanda reveals next will shock everyone. Amanda stood in the shadows for 3 heartbeats, everything in her screaming to run, to hide, to protect herself. But she was done hiding. She stepped into the light. "You shouldn't have done that." June's head snapped up, shame and fear warring across his face. "Amanda, you need to pack. I have a safe house." "You should have done your research, Mrs. Kang." Amanda wasn't talking to June. She was looking at the hallway where Seo-yeon had stopped, turning back with a sneer. "Excuse me?" Amanda pulled out her phone. "My name is Amanda Hayes. My father was Marcus Hayes. You might remember him. He ran the port of Atlanta for 20 years before someone murdered him 6 months ago." Seo-yeon's face went white. "I came to Seoul looking for his killer. The evidence pointed to several families, including the Kangs, but mostly it pointed to yours." Amanda advanced, and for the first time, Seo-yeon backed up. "Your family brokered the deal that got my father killed. I have emails, recordings, financial transfers, everything." "You're lying." "I spent 3 months in this house gathering evidence while you treated me like I was invisible." Amanda smiled, sharp as broken glass. "Funny thing about invisible people, we see everything, hear everything, and we remember." She pulled up files on her phone, documents, recordings, all of it, pointing to a conspiracy between the Seo family and a Japanese syndicate to eliminate Marcus Hayes.
"I've been undercover this whole time. Not FBI, not Interpol, just a daughter who loved her father and wanted justice. And you invited me into your home because you thought I was just a stupid girl who didn't matter." June stood slowly, staring at Amanda like he'd never seen her before. "You've been investigating this whole time?" "Yes." She met his eyes. "I suspected you at first, but you're not a killer, June. Just a man trapped in a world he didn't choose. Your wife's family, though, they're exactly what I've been looking for." "This is insane," Seon said, voice shaking. "You can't prove any of this." "I already have." Amanda forwarded files. "I just sent everything to all 5 family heads, the Seoul police, and the FBI's International Crimes Division. By morning, everyone will know what your family did." Color drained from Seon's face completely. "You've destroyed us."
You destroyed yourself when you killed my father. This is justice. But here's what I'm offering. You sign the divorce papers. You testify against your family. You disappear. And maybe you get to live. Because if you come after Jiune or I will burn your entire bloodline to ash. Seon signed with shaking hands, then fled into the night. The door slammed shut. Silence fell. Amanda and Jiune looked at each other across a distance that suddenly felt like miles. You've been investigating this whole time? Yes. She met his eyes. I suspected you at first, but you're not a killer, Jiune. Just a man trapped in a world he didn't choose. Your wife's family, though, they're exactly what I've been looking for. Not about understanding loneliness, not about the books, not about what? Not about the way I look at you. The air crackled with electricity. Jiune closed the distance in 3 strides, cupping her face. You came here to investigate me, to possibly destroy me. I know. You've been lying for 3 months. I know. You should throw you out, should never want to see you again. I know. She leaned into his touch. So why aren't you? Because somewhere in the last 3 months, you became the only real thing in my life. Because when I thought you were in danger, I would have given up everything to save you. Tell me it wasn't all fake. His forehead dropped to hers. Tell me something between us was real. All of it. The mission was real. The investigation was real. But this, us, this was never supposed to happen. I fought it every single day, and I lost. Because you got under my skin, into my head, and I can't imagine walking away from you. Then don't. His hands framed her face. Stay. Not as a maid, not as an investigator, just as Amanda. Stay and let's figure out this impossible thing together. This is crazy. I've lived my whole life doing the reasonable thing, and it's made me empty. For once, I want to do the crazy thing. I want you, Amanda Hayes. Every complicated, dangerous, brilliant part of you. Just one night? She asked, echoing his earlier words, but with different meaning. No. His smile was small, but real. Every night, if you'll have me. This is a terrible idea. The worst. She laughed despite everything. Then I guess we're doing this. Yeah. Hope flickered in his eyes. Yeah, we are. She pulled him down to her. But I'm not a damsel who needs saving. I'm a partner, an equal. We figure this out together or not at all. Partners, he agreed. Equals. And then he kissed her. It wasn't soft or gentle. It was desperate, hungry. 3 months of tension finally breaking like a dam. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, Amanda laughed. So now what? I've blown my cover, you're getting divorced. We've basically declared war on one of the most powerful families in Korea. Now we finish what you started. Jiune's eyes went hard, calculating. You wanted justice for your father. Let's get it together. 2 months after that terrible birthday party, Amanda stood in the penthouse library, the same room where she'd first really talked to Jiune, and looked out over Seoul. The city glittered in the darkness, full of secrets and sins. Jiune wrapped his arms around her from behind. Regrets? About which part? Going undercover? Falling for you? Staying in Seoul instead of going home? Any of it. She turned in his arms. Not one. Just that I didn't meet you sooner, in a different world. A normal one. Normal is overrated. She kissed him softly. Besides, would you really want me if I was normal? If I was easy? No, he admitted with a smile. I really wouldn't. Then don't wish for different and appreciate what we have. Something real, something earned, something worth fighting for. We're never going to be a normal couple. Your world won't let us. My past won't let us. But maybe we can be something better, something true, something eternal. He referenced her name. Maybe. She grinned. But you're going to have to work for it. I'm not an easy woman to keep. Good, he said, pulling her closer. I don't want easy.
I want you. Outside, Seoul hummed with life and danger. But inside that penthouse, two impossible people had found something that shouldn't exist, but did anyway. Love. Real, complicated, dangerous, beautiful love. The kind worth begging for. The kind worth fighting for. The kind that might just be eternal. After all, Amanda didn't just come to Seoul for revenge. She came to find the truth. And the truth she found was that sometimes the person you think is your enemy is actually your salvation. Sometimes the man you came to destroy is the man who saves you. Sometimes love finds you in the most dangerous places. And sometimes that's exactly where it needs to be. Amanda Hayes flew to Seoul with a fake identity and a thirst for revenge. She left with justice for her father and love she never expected. The undercover maid who infiltrated the Mafia, the lonely boss who found the only real thing in his life. 3 months of lies that led to a lifetime of truth. This is the story of choosing love over revenge, finding family in enemies, building something eternal from impossible odds, begging on your knees for someone worth losing everything, and proving that the most dangerous missions are the ones where you fall in love with your target. What moment destroyed you most? Tell us at the comment. Like if this story changed you. Share with everyone who loves forbidden romance. Subscribe for more undercover romance stories.